Hey guys, I want to talk about ambition. I think that ambition has been something that has been a large conversation in this world. You hear it in music, you hear it in like the successful individuals. Ambition is what drives men to create and make shit happen in this world. But I also want to talk about how my ambition has been transmuted, how I've transformed my ambition. I'm walking here with my son, and it's turned into something much more powerful, I believe. Ambition is tied to the flesh, while what would be the word for this transmutation of ambition? The higher octave, I would say it'd be, I want to say aspiration, mastery. I think it might be mastery. So instead of me being ambitious and desiring, um, worldly matters such as money, fame, fortune, etc., I don't have that desire anymore. I see things as in terms of their utility. So if I have more money, then that will allow me to be of more service, as I can then create great things that require the use of more money. Or if I have fame, then I will use that for the expansion of the Word of God, for example, and empower individuals to awaken. Right. So that's like the thing, right? It's like not ambition for the sake of the self, but ambition in the service of the whole. And I want to talk about this because I have a friend. He's an ambitious individual, and I often think about him when I think about ambition. And I also obviously think of myself because I have been a very ambitious individual. It's led me to become this individual. I remember where I have to cut people off um, or put myself in a position where it's self-isolating. So like if I was an ambitious individual still pursuing to become this like big YouTuber, I wouldn't be with my wife, and I wouldn't have my son. That's for sure, just because I would be too tied into this world to even think about love, or to even be able to hold that container of love. Um, and also, ambition is what led me to get into so much debt, because it was like a selfish, egotistic ambition where I'll do anything basically to accomplish my goal, even if that meant putting myself into debt. Mm. And and also, ambition has this thing about wanting to prove everybody wrong, wanting to really make a name for oneself. But my friend also, he's an artist, and he was struggling with, he was in this position where he was struggling, and I don't think he had a job anymore, and his computer wasn't working, so he couldn't upload his music. And that's when I told him that he needed to focus on spiritual matters. He needed to focus on the spirituality, on growing himself internally, connecting to his divine self. Because if he doesn't, all the peace that he's seeking is not going to be found. And that's the thing with ambition. You believe that when you get there, that's going to be what quenches your thirst, what satisfies you, what brings you the peace. But you hear it, especially if we look at Kendrick Lamar. I just watched a video recently where the guy's talking about how Kendrick Lamar, and his relationship to his ambition, he's realizing that it's not what will heal him, it's not what will bring him that peace, and so he has to grapple with that, knowing that he's done so much to be able to get to the place where he's at, sacrificed so much, and to realize that that's not really what was gonna free him. And I contemplate, where does ambition come from? Where is it from? And I believe it is from the heart. It is a misinterpretation of a much larger desire, a much larger will, of the soul. I believe that when the personality, our little ego, starts capturing a glimpse of the vision of the higher self, it misinterprets it, and because it has such a high energy, or because the ego isn't yet fully equipped, it is still attached to this world, to worldly desires. It transmutes that energy and brings it lower into ambition. And now there is a hidden truth in that, where you will attain that, you can attain that, and it will bring you some form of peace. But it has to be deeper than the superficial. The truth is that the higher self sends a vision of accomplishment, but the accomplishment is something internal, not external. And there is a truth, like that our higher self is wanting for you to achieve peace, but not just peace, alignment and mastery over the material world. And so, most of the work is going to have to be internal. And if you're pursuing something, what I recognize, I'll tell you my story quickly, which is every time I've thought that it was the accomplishment of some material thing, it always ended up changing me more than anything else. There's so many lessons to be learned in the exploration of ambition. If you do seek ambition, if you do allow for it to be a motivating factor in your life, I don't judge you for that, but I implore that you take a second to reflect on where that ambition is leading you and what that ambition is trying to tell you, and trying to see how you can convert that into aspiration for the higher self and for a better self, and then you will be much closer to peace than before. And I'll tell you, like, for example, trading. I'm learning to day trade right now. I'm getting better and better on the daily. I don't doubt my success at it. It's just a matter of time. But this isn't where I was a few months ago. When I started, I really wanted it. I saw it as my way out of where I was. I would make a lot of money, prove people wrong, etc. But because I'm a spiritual individual, I took it on as a spiritual battle. And so I said, let this transform me. And it did. I realized some big lessons on spirituality, on the self, on emotions, on attachment. And so through day trading, I was able to burn a lot of my karmic attachments to money. My stories related to money, seeing that you could make so much money, and it had nothing to do with effort, more to do with alignment than anything else. Being in the zone, understanding systems, taking risks, but learning how to manage your emotions, your psychology, all of that was a microcosm to how money is overall, to how my relationship to money was overall. And so I did end up burning a lot of the karmic debt, I guess, that I had with money. And now my goal, and I believe I'm very close to it, is to master day trading, master being a day trader, and be able to enter it without too much emotion. Giving emotion its right place, but not have it be the motivating factor. Just another piece of information that can feed the system that is I. And so with that story, I hope that you can understand what I'm saying in terms of everything. And ambition touches everything. And that is your one way to transmuting the ambition. You want to question, what is the spiritual thing underlying all of this? And when you get there, then you operate from the cause rather than the effect. You're not just a tool for ambition to realize itself. You use ambition as a tool to realize yourself. That is much, much more powerful, much more conducive to your evolution. And I think that ambition is a byproduct of our evolution. If we had no ambition, we would not strive for things. Better to strive for something than to strive for nothing. No, son, no, what are you doing? I thought he had something in his mouth. But, yeah, I mean, I want to share that. It's important, very important. It really helped me change my life. Thank you for tuning in. Stay lucid. Peace.